Oh, thank you guys so much for coming out. Woo! We've got Thanksgiving coming up in a couple days. And I know it can be an uncomfortable thing for some of us because we have those relatives who just won't stop pushing our buttons, right?
Yeah.
My mother-in-law was one of those people. She complained about my turkey, how I prepared it every single year. She said, well, you know, the way I do it is tradition. I said, well, I have my own tradition of not serving a dry-ass turkey. That woman took every opportunity she could get to tell me to stuff it. I was in New Orleans, right around the start of Mardi Gras one year. Walking down the street, I see this young guy had 2 armfuls of beads, and I'm like, I know how to get those beads. So I walked over to him, I started lifting my shirt up, and he said, ma'am, I cannot ask you, a woman of your age and your stature, to defile herself for some mere trinkets. I said, listen here, Junior. I've been earning my beads since before you were even a tinkle in your daddy's ball sack. So we're going to do it my way, okay? I lifted up my shirt, and we stared at each other. But he finally did turn the beads over. I think I broke it, you guys. I've been in healthcare a really long time, and there's not a lot that creeps me out. There's one thing. Hairless cats. Have you ever touched one?
Yeah.
It's like a penis with claws. I had a friend who had one. I knew he had a cat. I didn't know it was a hairless cat. I was standing on his deck one summer day. I'm wearing shorts. The cat comes walking out on the deck. It rubs itself against the back of my leg. I thought I was going to turn around and see the guy rubbing his wang on me. Thankfully, that was not the case. Ladies, on social media, we all know what kind of messages we get in our private messages, right? You accept a friend request from some random guy, 2 minutes later, there's a picture of his right here. And he wants one of yours, right? One day I was in one of those kind of moods. I sent him a picture of a hairless cat. That's the mood I was in. 2 seconds later, he sends me another message, WTF, and I send back, yup. And he sends me another message, calls me a bitch, and he blocks me. You guys, it was like the garbage took itself. So a friend of mine was asking me what my skincare routine is because she's like, your skin is so great. And I said, well, you know what? She said, you're going to be 61 in a couple weeks. Like, what is your secret? I said, well, there's really no secret per se, and I might have to kill you if I told you, but I'm like, you know, everybody knows the saying, black don't crack, right? Well, we Italians, we have our own saying, olive oil don't spoil. I was out to lunch with a friend of mine. We've been friends since the 80s. We went to high school together. We're looking at the menu, I'm like, oh, let's get some pizza. She's like, pizza? No, I can't eat pizza. No, I'm very careful about what I put into my body. My body is a temple. And I looked at her like, bitch, please. I have seen you do coke off the back of a toilet in a dive And I've seen some of the guys you went home with. So you can say that self-righteous sanctimony is bullshit for somebody who hasn't seen this show before. Your body is a temple? No, it's more like an ancient ruin. And she really should stop charging an admission fee. Has anyone here ever had a conversation with an elderly person? By elderly, I mean like 85, 90 years old. Have you ever had a conversation with an elderly person that something became sexual in nature? It's not fun. No, my first job in healthcare, I was like 22 years old, and I was a CNA. I worked in a hospital, and I loved that job. I loved to sit and talk with my elderly patients, and they would share with me their knowledge, their wisdom, their life experiences, but 9 times out of 10, these old codgers wanted to talk to me about sex. No, thank you. I did not want to hear about the 90-year-old guy telling me about the 3-way he had with his army buddy in World War I France. No, thank you. work the night shift sometimes. And this one guy puts his call light on in the bathroom. And I go down the hall, and I'm knocking on the bathroom door. Like, sir, is everything okay? Nothing. Oh boy, he's probably in the bathroom, all broke his head open, whatever. So I open the door, he's not on the floor, he's in the shower's running. I'm like, sir, is everything okay? Your call light's on, can I help you? Nothing. So finally I pulled the shower curtain back. I'm expecting to see the guy laying in the shower. No, he's standing straight, he's standing upright. He's got his back to me. I'm like, sir, is everything okay? Your call light's on, can I help you? Well, finally the old guy turns around. He's got a boner with his washcloth hanging off the end of it. And he does this creepy little old man dance. I was not amused. So I did what any normal woman would do. I snatched the washcloth off his pecker, I threw it in his face, and I left the room. I'm pretty sure that is not how his little fantasy was supposed to end. But that's me, the crusher of dreams, what can I say? My favorite memory working in the hospital was this one elderly man named Israel. Israel was 93 years old, and he was just awesome. He had this thick white hair and these sparkling blue eyes that told you there was still an awful lot going on upstairs. I said to him, I said, Israel, what's your secret? You're sharp, you're alert, you keep up with current events. What's your secret? He thought about it a minute and he said, kid, I'm going to tell you my secret. My secret is I got a young girlfriend. She's 70. And every once in a while, a little something happens. And on the days that I'm too old to cut the mustard, I can still lick the jar. I'm gonna get real with you guys before I get out of here. It's not easy being an aging sex pot. I know. I do what I can, but I can't do it all anymore. So I've decided I'm giving up sex, and I'm sticking with pot because it's good for my arthritis. That's right. You know, I know Thanksgiving can be a hard time for some people because you got those relatives like Aunt Margaret who's so judgmental, and she questions your lifestyle and your choices and who you voted for and whatever. When Aunt Margaret starts giving you the business on Thanksgiving, I want you to do this. I want you to look her right in the eye and go, oh! Okay, I think we all know what's happened here. My edibles have started to kick in. So I'm going to get out of here. You guys enjoy